Hello everyone, can everyone hear me? I was just having a few technical problems there and I had to restart a new stream from scratch, so I'm running about 3 minutes late, but that's not too bad considering I had to redo it all. So how is everyone today? I'm hoping people from the old stream that was on there, that people can start coming back over to the new one. So how is my sound? Can everyone hear me okay? I can see I think people have found me now, so it would have sent out a new notification. So how is everyone this week? I've pretty much recovered now from that crazy couple of weeks from a couple of weeks ago. I had to take last weekend off. I was just too tired, but had a good rest and now I've got loads of new ideas. So yes, Lou says she can hear me. Hi Sharon, hi Diana. Oh, there's two Sharons. Hi Sharon. Sharon 1, Sharon 2. Did anyone else have that? If you had two names of people at work that were the same, you'd call them 1 and then 2. There'd be Sharon 1, Sharon 2. You had a Joe 1 and a Joe 2. Hi Nessie. And hi Feruze. I'm hoping I'm saying that okay. Hi Marge. First one there to comment you are. Lois. Hello Lois. And Lynn, you've stayed awake. That's good, you found me again. Yes, I had a few technical difficulties at the beginning. I had to redo the whole lot, so I managed to do it in 3 minutes. I was quick. I had to take my jumper off, I got a little bit hot. Hi Carol. So how is everyone today? We've had thunderstorms and lots of rain. I'm just reading the comments here. So today we're going to be making a really old project that I did when my channel first came out back in 2016. There we go, 2016, on one of my very first main Christmas series of the 12 Days of Christmas, back when I had loads of time. I even had time to do bonus tutorials for those series, but anyway, I was on Facebook the other day, I think it was Thursday, and I was scrolling through one of the groups that I'm on, Simply Cards and Paper Craft. So if you are not a member, I suggest you go over there because there's loads of lovely things there. People share things from the magazine as well, things that they've made. Anyway, a picture came up of someone had made something of mine, and I recognised it instantly, and she'd made a really beautiful job. Her name was Vivian Howe, and I've asked her permission to use her name and the photo. So anyway, here is the photo. Let me just bring that up. So she made that gorgeous box, and she didn't know that there was a video tutorial to go with it, and I was like, oh, that's my make, and can I share my video and everything? And then I realised I'd only had a Christmas version of that, so I really wanted to make my own like summary version. Now hers was really beautiful. She's used some Crafter's Companion cardstock that I know I missed out on because I saw it and it wasn't there when I wanted to buy it. It was a big like A3 card pack as well. And let me quickly show you the picture again. So if you looked in the lid, sorry, on top of the lid, she's even used the same cardstock as the rest of it to make her flowers. I think that's really pretty and a really good idea, so I might just do that on one of my other projects too. So I think that's a really nice look to kind of go for. So thank you Vivian for reminding me that I have this project and that I really need to make like a non-Christmas version. But I remember this is one of my most popular videos throughout all of the videos that I've done on my channel, and I do remember seeing lots and lots of people making them. So my videos are there for you to share. So if you do make any of my projects, you know, just share them. You know, you don't have to kind of say that it's from me, but it would be nice. But Vivian didn't know that it was my project, so that's fine. So today we're going to be using this Rooted in Love paper pack. Now this is from Die Cutting. Who is it? Die Cuts with a, no, not Die Cuts with a Do. It's hot off the press. Now I absolutely adore this paper. This is available from Craft Stash. I think it's $7.99 So it's very affordable, and this is one of my favourite patterns here. So I'm using today will be down below. I'm not going to be using any dies to make the main box. That's all going to be done using the scoring board. So for this project you need a scoring board, and there's also a link down below that will take you to my website, and that will have all of the dimensions that I'm using today. So you don't have to worry about writing anything down, it's all going to be there. And I've pre-cut everything out as well, and I'm going to be topping it with this gift bow set here, which we'll be getting to in a moment. So I'm just going to quickly read some of the comments, and then we are going to start making. So there might be a little bit of buffering. Hoping we're all still good. It could be, I think it's my internet connection again. So I'm just going to message Mr. G, and he might be able to tell me what's going on. Bring up the messaging app. So I'm just going to read some of the comments while this kind of sorts itself out. So, oh yes, Louise, absolutely stunning. Yes, it's a beautiful box. Hi, Boar. Hi, Sandra and Monya. So Lynn's saying she's had lots of rain and thunder as well. So I'm hoping the internet connection is back. I'm still here. Okay, well, I hope I'm still here anyway. I'm hoping that I haven't lost internet connection. I'm hoping it isn't, you know, kind of, you know, buffering, and that's really annoying. I really don't like that when I'm watching videos and it happens. So I'm going to jump straight into this in case the internet completely goes. So we're going to be using this Rooted in Love paper. It's absolutely gorgeous, and there's links for that down below. And I've got everything in here already ready to go. So as I said before, there is a link taking you straight to my website. There is a page dedicated to this project. It is for the Christmas version, but there will be a new version of this up there soon. So these are going to be my bows, and I'm going to make a slightly different version. I'm going to make a base for this. So the box that I'm talking about here, I just wanted to double check all of my measurements before going live to make this. So I've made a quick white version using white card. So it's just a rough version there, but it's very neat and tidy. So I'm thinking I'm going to cover that with some nice papers, and then I'll have an extra box. So this is going to be a base for the bottom, something nice and sturdy for it to stand on, and that's going to be my paper for that. I think I'm still buffering here, apologies for that. And then I've got all of my mats cut out already, so I'll be moving those aside. There's even measurements for the mats on my website. So let's start off with the main box at the bottom, and also this piece here. That is going to be our wrap. So I absolutely love this paper. So I'm going to be using just a little bit of wet glue here. And I'm going to trim this down as well, actually. So I'm just going to rough cut this with my scissors. Marge says it's good there, so I'm taking the weather's really nice. We've had loads of really nice weather recently, and now it's just turned. The minute we're allowed to have groups of 6 people in our garden, the weather's just turned on us. Right, so I'm going to wrap this up now. This is just like when we make a mini album cover. Going to cut these off, but I'm not going straight up to the corner. I am leaving a slight bit of paper left, just so that when we wrap it around the corner, it's not going to show the card underneath. So this is just a piece of chipboard. You You can use a bit of cereal packet if that's all you have. It's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to use glue to get this down. So always do opposite sides first. And then I'm going to grab my bone folder and I'm just going to squish in the excess bits here, and then I'm going to glue those down as well, and then we will have our base. What I'll do at the end is I'll just get another square just to cover that up, although I might be able to get away with gluing this straight on the top because it's the chevron pattern. It kind of continues, or it's quite busy, so it's hard to see that there's a fold over on that side, so I might be able to get away with that. I'm going to glue on my mat there. So yeah, Marge says she's in Canada and the weather's good. Oh, that's good. So Samantha Hughes is saying she's looking forward to her exploding box dies coming, so that will be back in stock very soon. Okay, so here we have the mat here. So as you can tell, I do like my opening boxes and my exploding boxes and everything like that. Okay, so let's move that aside. I'm going to grab my scoreboard. And then I'm going to start with the first one. So I'm just going to make sure that I have everything in the right place, because you never know, I can just start scoring the wrong piece of card and that would be embarrassing. So I think I have everything. Yes. I almost did it wrong. There we go. Almost. Okay, I just need to bring up the measurements now. I'm just going to directly use the measurements from my website. Okay, so the base of the box here is going to measure 6 7/8 by 6 7/8, and we're going to score at 2 inches on all 4 sides. I just need to make sure that I'm still in frame so you can see what I'm doing. Right, so 2 inches on all 4 sides. So I'm going to do all of my scoring at the same time, and as I said, don't worry about writing any of this down because it's on my website. The link will take you straight to that page. Right, so that's the first bit of scoring. So we're going to do the lid next. So this lid measures 5 by 5 and we're going to score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So this is almost like a craft along. I have been thinking about maybe doing one of those, so if you'd like me to do a craft along on a nice project, something like this, do let me know. And then we have the 2 top boxes here. So these measure 4 inches by 5 5/8, and we are going to score at 1 3/8 on all 4 sides. So 1 2 3, and yes, this project is optimized for Ferrero Rocher treats. A lot of my projects are kind of sized for that as well. My favourite chocolate. Okay, so that's the first one. Do the same on this one. Okay, and then here we have one more piece. I'm not going to score this just yet. I need to give you a measurement first. So the outside wrap, that measures 3.5, and this is the length here of an A4 sheet of cardstock. If you're using a 12 by 12 or 11.5, if you're using 11.5, is it 8.5 by 11? Is that the US 8.5 by 11? Oh, I can't remember. My mind's gone blank. If you have that cardstock, move up to a 12 by 12. And then there'll be a slight overlap at the front there, but that's fine because we're going to have this cover on. It will still work with a 12 by 12, but if you have the US letter size, then move straight over to 12 by 12 if in that case. Otherwise, you are going to get a gap. You're going to get a gap here. So 12 by 12 is the best one to go for if you don't have the standard A4 length. So this measures 3.5 tall, and we're just going to quickly score. I think it's at 1. Just double check that, always double check. There we go, 1.5. So I'm going to score at 1.5, and the rest I'm going to do manually, because I don't really like working to a 1/16 of an inch when it comes to scoring. Hurts my head. So let's move this away now. Just bringing up your comments again. So yeah, Sharon saying yes please, Marge saying yes, that would be fun. Lou says oh yes, please do a craft along, that would be fabulous. I think I might let you guys choose the project in that case. Mini album, something like that, perhaps. Mini album, craft along, that would be fun. Something like maybe a paper bag. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly score all of these, and then I'm just going to grab my scissors and then cut in. So what I'm doing, I'm hoping you can see this. I've only got a little screen here because I've got all I need about 2 or 3 extra screens, to be honest. Mr. G's got the setup downstairs. He's got about 4 screens because he works in IT. He has to have the screens for everything. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving the score line on this side here, and then I'm tapering it down, pulling it out, and the score line is attached to that little triangle, so we're completely cutting off the score line. And then what I'm doing is I'm just trimming off this edge here, so when we put this together and line up the corner nice and neatly, we have no top part coming over here. And another top tip is add your glue right up to that line there, so when you pop this together like that, you can have a really nice finished box, really nice square edges. Okay, so I'm just going to continue going around. So see, if I was filming this, this is the bit that I would speed up or completely cut out, but you get to hear me chat instead. So it's Sandra saying mini album, Lynn, mini album. Yes, mini album. Ooh, okay, I think we're going to be making a mini album. Okay, so it will be a mini album from scratch as well. It won't be, you know, I won't be going to say you need to buy this, you need to buy that. It's going to be completely from scratch. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to say, right, you're going to need this die set, you're going to need that die set. You know, it's going to literally be scoreboard makes. But I might need to get you to go and buy some paper bags. That would be important. Would you prefer paper bags, or would you prefer just a standard like card, something like that? Paper bags are just so much fun to do, and you know, you get the pocket in there too. So okay, so I'm going to glue this together now. Again, I'm using Cosmic Shimmer. I believe it's still in stock. I haven't actually checked. So I'm just going to do these 2 first. I know it was out of stock for quite a while, but there's always a risk when something's out of stock and then it comes back in, everyone buys it and then it's out of stock again. That's the case with one of my die sets, the exploding box. Every time that comes back in, it just gets snapped up again, it's sold out again, then we have to wait for it to come back. I don't think ever since, I think it's been a good year, 2 years now, coming up to 2 years, a year and a half maybe. It's never spent a whole month in stock, it's just always sold out. When it was first released, it went on to pre-order, and the pre-orders kept selling out, so they had to keep adding more orders to it. Okay, so let's pop this underneath. Now we're going to add this on before we do the wrap. So I think I might just be able to get away with the pattern on this. You might be able to see some of the card. sorry, the folding. So I'm going to do a nice neat bottom. I'm going to glue that onto there. So this is going to be nice and sturdy. And I try to find the box from my inspiration. My mum gave my daughter this really cool box, and it was this one. It was covered in fabric, and it was a lot bigger than this, probably about twice the size, and she put sweets in it. It was a shop bought thing, and I absolutely loved it. So that is what this project is based on. I know she still has it. I know it's in her room somewhere. I'm not going to be able to, but I did try to find it, but I couldn't. So I'll have to ask her where she's put it. Okay, so now we're ready. Whoops, oh no, I keep doing that. I keep putting my lid on and then it bends. But I don't want to snip it because then I'll get a big hole and then it will come, I'll get too much glue out at the same time. Okay, right, so next stage, we have our first score line here. That is going to be the front, so there's no front or back to this at the moment. So that is going to be the front there. Then what we're going to do is just wrap around, keep everything lined up with the bottom, and then just wrap around just like that. I'm hoping you'll be able to see, and that's kind of given us a little mark. Now this is going to save us from trying to do that 1/16 of an inch wrap or score lines around that. So I'm going to use that as my guide, and then I'm just going to quickly use my bone folder to do that. And then we'll pop that on again. Doesn't matter which way we go round. Okay, so as you can see, that is the flushest fit that you can do. It's kind of just like custom doing that. So do it like the same on this one. I'm hoping that's in the right place. If not, I'll be making a new score line. Well, that's a little bit out. I need to go in a little bit more. So I might just create a new score line for this. Use the little one. Otherwise you can just start again if you want to. So where is my score line? I'm just going to score that there. And then I'm just going to carefully fold that in. There we go. That should be okay now. Let's give that another go. Perfect. There we go. Right, now we're just going to make sure that this whole wrap is touching the bottom there. I'm going to do exactly the same on there again. I'm just going to be that little bit more careful in making sure I crease it in the right place. There we go. Right, so we should have our wrap now that goes all the way around. It should meet in the centre, and we have another piece of cardstock here. That is going to cover that, and it's going to be glued onto one side only. So that is going to cover the front and make it look nice from the front. So let's add some glue now. We're only going to add some glue to this panel here, the middle one. So you're all saying paper bags, so I'm just going to go for bog standard lunch bags, I think. The ones with the little handles, and you can get them in Home Bargains. You can get them from Amazon. I tend to order mine from Amazon. I've got carried away with the glue here. You only need to add glue to the bottom section, so it's fine. We're going to mat the top anyway, so I'm just going to wipe the top section off a little bit. Don't you just love getting carried away? It's because I'm chatting. It's because I'm chatty. So the best thing to do is add the glue to the back of the box. So let's get that put on. I'm going to add some glue just to the top. So I wiped it a bit low. There we go. Okay, so we should have something now that looks like that. Am I still with you guys? Is it buffering at all? Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next boxes. Now these are the top 2 boxes. So as you can see, if you cut everything out and then do all your scoring, this project can come together super fast. And again, bone folder is your best friend. I'm going to move to my smaller scissors now. And what we're going to do here, let's just double check that I get this right. Yes, we're going to cut here. We're not going to go around like I did with like a pinwheel on my cutting. I'm going to keep these symmetrical. So I'm cutting off again the score line and tapering both flaps. And this one is going to mirror the first one. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side as well. So yeah, this box was really popular when I first did this back in 2016. I think I only had around about 500 subscribers when I made this box, and then this video got an awful lot of viewings and I got a whole new bunch of subscribers. So yeah, it was a very popular video. I was brand new to YouTube. You know, I was like, oh golly, I've got 500 subscribers. Wow. Okay. Let's get those glued together. And the reason why I've done it like this is because this is a short section. So if I'd have done it the other way round, the side flaps would be too long to tuck into that section there, and I would have had to have trimmed down the flaps. But doing it this way means that there's room for them going that way instead. And it does also add a little bit of strength to this project too. So has everyone had their dinner yet? Talk about food. Or saying no buffering there. I think maybe it must have stabilised. Must have stabilised. So again, if you want to use red line tape, you can for this. It will be nice and strong. Okay, let's get these. So sometimes the longest part is getting all of this glued together. I think that's my least favourite part of making, is all the gluing and getting the glue all over your fingers, and it dries and then you spend the next hour or so picking it off. That's what I used to do on the school run. I'd be just picking it off. I do miss going on the school run. I used to have around 5 hours every day to kind of just get the filming done, and you know, now that the schools are closed and my children are still at home, some of them have gone back now, but my kids are still at home, I don't really get enough time now. Have to kind of squeeze it in here and there. Okay, so those are the 2 top boxes, so we can get those glued on. So what we're going to do is, these have been measured so that there's a tiny gap for this part here. So we're going to glue this top line here with the top line of the wrap. So then there's a gap there, so that means it's going to open and close really nicely. It's not going to get caught. So let's get that glued on. So I think Lynn said something about food. I need to get this glued down before the glue dries, and then I'll read what Lynn's just said. I'm also used to working in daylight, so another thing you have to do is just make sure that it fits. It will fit, but if you glue it on over one of the score lines, then it's not going to close. So it has been designed to fit, and that opens and closes lovely. So let's do the next one. Before I do that, I want to read what Lynn said. So she's had her main meal at midday and had soup for supper after Jeanette's live. So Marge is saying no school's open, maybe in September. So I don't mind having them home. It kind of comes with good points and bad points compared to when they did go to school. So in ways I've gained extra time, but in other ways I've lost some time. So, but I don't mind. This is our new normal now. Okay, so let's make sure that is okay. That is, and that's going to close. I don't really want, that is a bit lower than I wanted actually. I think the glue's dried now, so that's the best we can do. So that is our box. It's coming together really nicely, and there is a little bit of gap there because I didn't want to go into the 16th of an inch, because that's more or less about 1/8 of an inch, I'd say. So just under 1/4, so it can get a little bit iffy when you start to work in the 16th of an inch. Okay, so we have this done now, and what you can do if you want to is you can have these flaps loose, or you can glue them onto the sides. So I'm going to do that. So I just think it adds a little bit of sturdiness to the project as well. There we go. And if you have used the 12 by 12, you will have one panel that is longer. It will be the one, if you start on the left and work your way around, it will be the one on the right. You will have one on the right being a little bit longer. It will just overlap here, and it'll be fine because we can glue this onto the front, and it will be it will cover it all up, and it'll be nice. Okay, mats. I'm going to keep the glue out now. So I have all of these confusing mats here. So let's see if that's not a mat. Let's see if I can remember what is what, because I don't label my mats at all. Okay, so I'm planning on having these two mats at the bottom, and then I have these for the lid. It's always good if you have all of your mats cut out at the same time, just familiarize yourself with them, or otherwise you're going to pop something in the wrong place, and that's not a nice thing to do, especially when you realize after you've done it. Okay, so these are for the outside. I've got 3 for the outside, and again I won't give you any measurements because they're all on my website. Link down below if you've just joined us, and if you are just joining us now, welcome. This will be available on Catch Up. It's funny when I say catch up because it kind of feels like I'm saying ketchup. Okay, so I'm going to be gluing on everything like that, and I absolutely adore this paper. I do have a mini album to show you actually. If you're wondering what this paper looks like in a mini album, this is the one using one of my die sets. This is the mini portrait album with the small binding, and that is beautiful. I've just directly die cut the pages and stuck them in using some green cardstock, and you even get the pockets as well, and you get the waterfall die and this beautiful tab die as well for the pages, the inserts there, because they are pocket pages as well. So I'll make sure that is linked down below. But I keep wanting to use this paper, so if you guys buy it all, I don't think they'll be getting any more in, so I might have to quickly get onto Craft Stash and get myself another pad. lovely marble on the other side of this. Okay, so as I said before, I did get that glue on there, but we're going to be putting a mat on here. And this would look really nice with if you have any of that double-sided glitter card from Dovecraft. If you have any of that, that would be absolutely perfect for this project, because then you'll get the sparkle on both sides. It'd be absolutely perfect. I've just ordered myself some rose gold double-sided glitter cardstock. I got that from Amazon, so that will be here very soon. I do have a project in mind for it, so where's the other one? I don't think this has a direction, does it? No, it doesn't. That's a good thing with chevron patterns. So if you had this paper pad, this paper stack, what would you make with it, other than if you're going to use it for this box or for the mini album? What would you make yours for? I'll get you a GSM actually. I don't think it actually says it's what GSM it is. It's just a little bit thicker than copier paper, so I'm thinking around about 180, maybe around about 180. Okay, I think I'm going to keep that, or maybe not. Did I cut that out for that section? Yes, I think I did. Yeah, so the weight of this is not super thick, so it wouldn't be good for making a box with it. You would have to use it as a matting, but it's perfect for pages and things like that. So what would you make with this paper? Okay, so I'm going to do this on the outside now. Again, the measurements are on my website. I do have to keep saying that throughout the video, because if I don't, people will ask, have you got the measurements? You're not saying the measurements, but yes, they are. They're down below. Just follow the link. And if you are watching on replay, welcome. I sometimes keep forgetting to mention that as well. If you're watching on replay, welcome to the video. And if you want to say hi, you can say hi. I read all the comments, so you guys are not forgotten either. I'm glad to see Lynn still with us. I know she gets up super early. I don't know how you can get up so early, Lynn. Okay, so that is all covered now. I think I put that on upside down, but never mind. It kind of gives it a little bit of a difference to this one and that one. It makes it a bit different, so that's fine. Okay. Now I did know what this... I think I need to cut another piece of paper for this section here. So let's get this let's get that glued on. So I'm just going to add glue just to half of it, so I can see a bunch of you making this for Christmas gifts, birthday gifts. It makes a perfect cute little gift, and it's one of those gifts where the person's probably going to love it more than the chocolates inside, because I'm a little bit like that. Sometimes I'm just more like a child, more interested in the packaging than what's inside. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside now. I'm going to work on the lid that I've already done the scoring for. I really don't want that to dry out. So again, I'm going to get some of this dried stuff off my hands. I do miss going on the school run though. It was a really good bit of exercise for me. I would spend an hour a day out of the house walking to and back from school, so half an hour in the morning, half an hour after school. and that was just the perfect amount of exercise for me. It was even more when my son was in nursery and he finished at lunchtime, and my daughter was finishing later in the afternoon, so I was out 3 times for about 2 years. I was doing walking 3 school runs a day, because it's literally just up the road from us, so I do miss that element, definitely. I think that's probably one of the main things I do miss. The quiet time I'd get during the day, and getting my little bit of walking exercise in as well. So those are things I miss the most. So this is the lid, and I'm not going to put the last flap on just yet. I'm going to leave that undone, and I'm going to close this box up. I'll pop this on. This needs to be in. That's undone that. There we go. Right, so it should be in this position now, so it's not glued down. Pop your box in there. You can do this for any sort of box that you're making, and then close it on. Because if you find that whenever you make a box lid and it's too tight, that is one way to get around that, because it just gives you a little bit of a custom fit there. Okay, so that is the lid done. That should now fit on there really well. There we go. So our box is almost done. That feels really sturdy, especially with this addition at the bottom. So let's get the mats on for that. And then I'm going to put a bow on the top. I'm going to be using one of my own dies for that. Where's the front? There we are. Oh, I also need to cut some more paper for the front. Do you know what I've done? I need to use my glue gun, and I haven't plugged it in again. He goes to bed early and gets up a lot in the night and gets woken up too often. Yeah, Mr. G does that too. Though Mr. G goes to bed late, and he still manages to wake me up loads with his snoring. Oh, I think I might be buffering again, but you're not missing much because I'm just gluing down these mats. I guess as the weather's not that great, everyone's at home watching things on the internet. Okay, I'm just going to quickly take this opportunity to plug in my glue gun. Let's hope I don't make a big noise this time. I think I forgot. I can't even remember how long ago it was. Probably about a month ago, maybe a month and a half. Yeah, I did this. I forgot to plug my glue gun in, and then made a lot of noise trying to, because I've got to plug this into my desk. So I'm actually under my desk right now. There we go, we're all plugged in. Turn that on. There we go. I'm going to run out of a stick as well, I think, for this. Okay, right. While that heats up, I need to fill this up with treats, don't I? So, Lynn, this is what you're waiting for. This is what I asked you to kind of stay awake for and look at, because she did say, oh, I wonder what you're going to put in it. Need to make some space here. When I thought I'd order some more for our Rochers, but then I remembered I didn't need to. Now, if you've watched my channel for a while, you may recognise this project. This is from one of my Christmas series last year, so it's only about 6 or 7 months ago. Let's take this off. So there is a tutorial for this. This opens up and it opens up again. This is the giant sized exploding gift box, and in the middle I've got a giant Grand Ferrero Rocher in the middle. Now these are super yummy, and this holds 64 Ferrero Rochers. Now if I'd have remembered that I had this at the beginning of lockdown, there would be none left, but these aren't safe now that I've rediscovered them. I'm sure they'll still be okay to eat. Yes, Lynn, that box, it's huge. 64, there's 64 in here. So I'm just reading some of your comments. Yeah, it's pretty big. But yeah, there is a tutorial for this one. I've left the link down below. So let's take out some of these Ferrero Rochers. I'm not going to be giving this to anyone. Okay, so this will fit quite a few in, because you can get, I think, is it 2 layers? I can't remember if it's 2 layers. No, it's 1 layer. So there's 4 in the bottom there, and then 2 in the top there. And if you want to adapt this design to make it taller, to add more boxes, you can do. I'm hoping I'm still in frame here. So much going on. So I've used 8 Ferrero Rochers for this one. Close this up. Days are numbered for this one. I'm going to start eating those soon. And then I'll have to buy some more. Okay, right, so let's get this cut out now. Oh, I'm losing Ferrero Rochers. I'm going to need my paper trimmer. I talk to myself all the time, by the way. Okay, so let's go for this. I need to bring up my measurements again. I really need 3 screens for this. Clicking to the wrong screen as well. Okay, so I don't need measurements for this. I haven't written them down yet, because this is a new edition. So let's manually measure. So I don't want a border around here, because I've already got the border here, so I want my piece of paper to match exactly. So that's 2 5/8. I'm going to do that first before I forget. 2 5/8, and then it's going to be 3 1/8 tall. So I will add that to the measurements on my website. I don't think it's currently on there. Right, moving back to the comments. Yes, I think everyone likes Ferrero Rochers. I think everyone likes them. It's okay to like things and not being able to eat them. It is a little bit of a shame though, but they're nice to look at, I guess. And it really is nice giving them away to someone that really likes them as well. You get a lot of joy out of that as well. Okay, let's pop that on. Oh, I'm losing them all here. Okay, let's pop these away good and proper. Right. These will be safe until I've taken the photographs for this, because I'm going to change the thumbnail, because I've got my Christmas version there, but now I have a nice summery floral version. So here is my bow. I don't know why I have this extra piece. That must be just an extra piece that looks like it's supposed to be for something, but it's not. Okay, so let's quickly look at the die set. This is optional. Any bow will do. So this one is the big bow die set. It's brand new this year, and I've cut a golden butterfly, I've cut this one here is my favourite. It's got the extra detail here, it's got the stitching detail as well, so I'm going to use that. You get a choice of 2 behinds for the bow, the tails, and then I have this one here, looks like the glasses, so I've used that from the main card, and I'm going to use the pink bit there that's going to wrap around. So my glue gun has been heating up, so it should be ready now. Let's move that over. What I'm going to do, this is quite thin and delicate, so I'm going to pop my finger and my thumb there just to support it, and I'm going to curl it round like you would with ribbon, just with my bone folder, and that's going to stop it from creasing when you bend it around. Otherwise, yeah, you will get a few creases and what would you call it? Creases and folds. I think that's a good word, folds. So I'm just adding some glue just to the centre, and I'm just going to line up so that they match, and I should have put a special mat down for this. Isn't hindsight a wonderful thing? I've glued it to the mat. There we go. Right, so that's done. So as you can see, it bends round nice and smoothly. So choose your best side. I think I like this side. And then you're going to glue that onto there. Need a bit of glue. Pop that in at the centre so that there is an equal amount of space either side. So it is designed to be kind of have a little border around there. And here is the butterfly. I just love this because there's butterflies on the paper. It just really matches the theme really well. So that's kind of why I went for this this set here. Add some glue to there. Pop it in the middle. It's so pretty. I'm curious to see how this will look now. So you can pop that on the front, on the side. You can pop it. Where's the front of the box? Oh, I made this too well. I can't find the front. There we go. There's the front. Pop it on the front. Where do you think I should put the bow? On the front like that? I haven't finished the bow yet. I need to put the wrap around it. So should I put it on like that, or on the top, and maybe put a sentiment on the front? I've got one here actually. Not too sure if that would go. I'll have a think about that. I need longer to think about decisions like that. To me, those are like really big decisions, so. Right, so I'll put some glue in the middle here. Hold that in place. Fold that around. I'm going to do all my folding first before I glue it down. So now I'm happy with that. I can glue that down nicely. There we go. Oh, my voice has gone funny there. Okay, we have a lovely butterfly bow now. That would look really nice on a hairband. Okay, so I'm going to quickly read your comments now. So where should I put the bow? Some people are saying the front, top, top, top. Not sure, liking both places, but think sentiment be best on top. Okay. I'm going to go through all of your comments. I'm sure that I've missed a few anyways, so I'm going to be going through all of your comments afterwards as well. Okay, so a lot of people are saying the top, so I'm going to do the top. And then I will try to find a sentiment or something, or a gift tag to drape around the front. There we go. That will look really nice on the photos. Okay, I'll turn that off now. So that is today's project. I hope you really liked it. So I'm probably going to use this one as well. I think I'm going to find a nice paper to go on this. I don't normally have white backgrounds to my boxes, so this will be really interesting to do. It kind of has a nice bright contemporary feel to it, so I will find the right papers and then I will decorate this one as well. So I just need to cut the mats, take another 8 Ferrero Rochers out of my big box. I think I might keep this as a Ferrero Rocher storage box, you know, like when you have those special boxes to put all your like bottles of things in. This is going to be, yeah, this is going to be my my Ferrero Rocher storage box. Okay, so that is today's project. Imagine getting that, receiving that as a gift. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it, don't you think? That's so pretty. That's going to look really nice in the photographs. I'm going to really enjoy photographing that one, and then I will eat some of those, I think. So I had to move my stool away so I could get under my desk. So I'm just grabbing my stool back now so I can sit down. So yes, that took just less than an hour. But obviously if you spend probably a good 20 minutes, I'd say, cutting out your cardstock and cutting out all of your mats as well. I do everything in batches, especially if you have instructions. I just do it all in batches, so it just really speeds it up, and then you're less likely to get mixed up with things. So thank you everyone. Everyone's saying great demo, so thank you. That does mean quite a lot to me. So I'm just reading some of your comments here as well. So I do try to create a bit of a balance on my channel, because I do have my Simply Made Crafts brand as well, which I do promote on my channel. But I like to add in extra projects as well that don't require all the dies, because that's fun. That's where my channel started off, really. Oh, I've got a little bit of something really cool to tell you guys. It just popped into my head. I've just received my first Christmas magazine commission, but you've got to wait till September before you can see it. I haven't made it yet. I've just got the brief, so that's exciting. So I can't wait to show you guys in September, when that magazine comes out, what I'm making. But I have got the cover gift to play with. That will be arriving next week, so I'm really excited. So it's my first Christmas. I always get excited for my very first magazine commission for Christmas every year, so excited about that. So yeah, Wendy's saying she loved my demos from my SU days. Yes, that's where I started. I was a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Unfortunately I had to give that up because I started working in magazines, so there was a conflict of contracts there, so I had to choose, and I believe I did choose the right decision, definitely, because otherwise I wouldn't have moved on to Simply Made Crafts. I wouldn't be working with Craft World, you know, and it's just been so much fun. I've definitely been in over 100 magazines now, so that's been a huge amount of fun. So yes, Lou, you've got to wait till September. Let's hope there's no delays as well. Oh, that wouldn't be fun. But anyways, I'm gonna have in September, I think that's the usual time when all of the magazines get their Christmas editions started. So like in August it will be kind of like the autumn themed things, maybe a little bit of Halloween in there, but it'll be like pumpkins and leaves and things in August. But then the minute September's here, it's all Christmas. So what I normally do every September is I just get all of the Christmas magazines, and then I just show you guys all of them. Everyone loves those videos that I do, so I really enjoy it too. So I can't wait till all the magazines arrive, and I'm like, oh, I've got all the Christmas ones here. So oh, thank you, Wendy. Yes, I have gone on leaps and bounds. Yeah, definitely. Definitely a lot of bouncing, ups and downs, because sometimes, you know, when you're building yourself up, you go down again, you know, bounce down, because you use a lot of energy going up. Nothing bad. So yes, thank you, Lou. I did make the right decision, definitely. I would never have met Jeanette either. I never would have met Jeanette. It's been so much fun. I've done so much traveling as well. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I wouldn't be on her Chanda either if I hadn't have made that decision. So it was definitely the best decision I made. And what got me onto that was winning Papercraft Magazine's Designer of the Year 2016. So it was that got me my place on the design team on the magazines. So that was kind of it, really. I bought the magazine. I thought, I'm going to enter this competition. I had like 2 or 3 days to get my my bits in, my my entries, my competition entries in. It was a scrapbook page and 2 cards. So that is on my website, actually, if you're interested in that. That is in the About Me section under Papercraft Magazine's Designer of the Year. I'm just clicking there now, and yes, those are my entries there. So it is on my website. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to paste it into the YouTube description box so you can have a look at that if you wish to see what that looks like. So that's now updated. I've just quickly done that for you. So yeah, that was the turning point for me, really. I was doing really well with Stampin' Up. I'd got to silver, was working my way up that way, but then I obviously saw something more shiny and went for that instead. So, but that was really good. So yes, Lynn, so lucky it did set me on this road. Mr. G was like, ooh. No, he said, I was going off to post my bits, and he was like, good luck, but don't get your hopes up in case you don't get it. You know, he was worried that I'd be really disappointed if I didn't get it, because I'd, you know, made some really nice projects, and I was worried that I wouldn't get them back, because sometimes you don't get things sent back to you. And yeah, a couple of days later I found out I won, so jumping up and down. First person I called was Mr. G. So I was like, I did it, I told you, I told you, I told you. So yes, Kim, hi Kim, do you have a link to the big box you showed us? Yes, that is linked down below. It is labelled as Giant Exploding Gift Box, and you don't need any dies for that at all. You just need trimmer, and cardstock and a scoring board. So that's really, really easy to do. Oh Lou, oh Mr. G, he was just so worried that I would be really disheartened by it, because I chickened out the year before. I was going to enter, but I didn't feel as if I was good enough, so I gave myself a year to kind of, you know, get better. I watched an awful lot of YouTube, because I hadn't even made cards at that point either. So I was like really rusty, because I'd taken some years out from crafting. I felt really rusty, and I felt as if my style hadn't developed. But in that year of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator and watching a whole load of YouTube channels, making cards and playing with the stamp sets, I kind of found my groove, I found my style, and then I only had a couple of days to actually get my projects in, so I didn't even make anything brand new. I basically went through what I'd made that year, and I sent my 3 favourite projects. So I sent them off, yeah, and they sent them back to me as well, so I was really super pleased. So on the scrapbook page I have that framed now, so that was of my daughter on her first birthday, and yeah, all of those projects were made with Stampin' Up products. I do miss Stampin' Up. I really do miss my Stampin' Up days. But I got my silver badge. I literally got my silver certificate, like my qualification because they send you it after a month or so after. You get like a little badge and a certificate. I don't know if they still do that, but I literally made the achievement the day before my finish date, literally the day before I got the silver. So I literally just made it. So thank you, Lynn. Yeah, can you imagine, Lynn, opening up that massive giant? It's quite heavy. If you're wondering what that was, what's in here, it's heavy. But would you be more awestruck by the amount of Ferrero Rochers in there, or would you be awestruck by the whole lot, including the big giant one in the middle? That's, you know, I wish I'd set up my other webcam. My other webcam was put away. I was using it downstairs actually when I had my launch a couple of weeks ago, so that's still downstairs. I haven't brought up my second webcam yet. So I did a few lives connecting to her Chanda during my shows, so they could ask me questions. That was quite nice as well. I'm not too sure if any of you are watching that, but anyways. So right, so what are the future plans? I'm hoping to go live next Saturday. Need a project for that. Do I go for anything from my new collection or another make like today? I will pop it in the comments. Even if you're watching on replay, pop it in below in the comments and let me know what you think, because I have had very a heavy amount of Simply Made crafts on my channel recently, so I need to balance that out again. So it's just a balancing act for me. I don't want to tire you all out with Simply Made crafts. So, but yes, I am about to start designing another collection, so I'm excited about that one. So I'm just going to wait for some more of your comments, and then I shall be off in around about 5 minutes. So what should we make next week? It'll be next Saturday, so I just love this. This will look just really nice just on display, I think. Probably put some flowers in there too, or if you have some rose, those rose soaps as well, those would fit in there nicely as well. I'm going to check to see if this is okay to eat, because sometimes they kind of go a funny colour, so I'm going to test this one out. I remember that exploding gift box that keeps selling out. I think Jeanette was up doing her craft stash live, and the Ferrero Rochers by that point were a little old, a little bit stale, a little bit gone off, and she actually ate one without realising it on air, and she was like, I'm sure she remembers that. But on the other side of the screen I was like, Jeanette, no, don't eat it, don't eat it. Yeah, she had to have a bit of water after that. But yeah, homemade truffles, that would be a good one. I'm going to have to reminisce about that with Jeanette, I think. This one looks okay. It hasn't gone a funny colour. It hasn't, you know, when chocolate sometimes gets those white patches. This is okay. It might not be okay in a month or two. So I'm going to have to eat all of them. And then I might just have to do the pretend school run instead and walk around the town for about an hour a day. So Marlyn's saying, hi, would love if you would make something with the Christmas magazines from last year, maybe for Christmas in July. You had a few suggestions for making a mini album with the stuff from one of the magazines. Ooh, I sort of remember saying that. Was that the one with the car? I can't remember. Or was it from the year before? I can't remember. So Naomi saying, looking forward to your new ideas and new designs. Blah, blah, blah. New idea and new dies. That's a mouthful to say. So Wendy's saying, one of your cards I use for my granddaughter every year. It has photos of her past year, all inspired by you. Is that the one with the trees? Well, Wendy, is that the one with the trees? Lovely trees. I still have the stamp set. I did keep a lot of my lovely as a tree. I can't remember. Yes, Lovely as a Tree. I have it here. Lovely as a Tree. Is that still in the catalogue? I know it's been in the catalogue since the beginning of Stampin' Up, maybe. Is it that one? I do like trees, so it was the things. Oh, the things that were supposed to be for cards. Can look up. I know which one you mean. I think that was the Crafting for Christmas. 13, I think it was. The thing is, though, I like to use things that people can use as well. So if people can't really join in and copy the projects because they haven't got the stuff, you know, I will have to find something very similar that everyone can kind of get their hands on, so they can kind of make the same thing. I'm hoping there will be something similar again for Crafting for Christmas this year, because every year they have something very, very similar with the die cuts that pop out as well. So I don't think I think I have everything in another room now from that, but I know exactly which one you mean. I think it was by Studio Light. I think that was the one. Was it Studio Light? Yeah, it's been retired. I have noticed if you go to the Craft Stash website, if you look at the magazines section, the new magazines, a couple of Christmas magazines have come back. Let's have a quick look. I was really surprised. I was like, oh, I think it's a creative stamping one. Just having a quick look now. New magazines. A couple of new Christmas ones came back in. Creative Stamping 75. And there's an autumn one, which is Creative Stamping number 74. That's got sunflowers and things like that. And then there's also Papercraft Essentials. This is an autumn theme as well. Papercraft Essentials 177. So they have got a couple of old magazines that have been reprinted, or they've found them in storage somewhere at the warehouse. I don't know if they've been reprinted, but 3 old magazines have been re-released. Normally that does not happen. So if you miss those ones, especially this Creative Stamping one, number 75, that is a really good magazine, and you get clearly bezottted stamp set as well with that. There's some lovely characters as well, and I made the advent calendar that's in the pictures there, that big advent calendar with the pockets and the candy canes. I made that one. So that is there. So let's read some of the comments. Don't worry, Deborah, that you'll be able to watch on catch up as well. So we made this project here. So when you say no, it retired last year. No, the card is a fancy fold album type card. Ah, okay. Oh, Lynn's saying I have to send her some. So yes, Marlin, I will definitely, if Cards and Crafts for Christmas do something again very similar, I will make sure that I actually make something with that gift. That is something that I'm really trying to do now with all of the magazines. I've got quite a few magazines beside me now that I need to do a quick video on, but I do want to make, you know. So yeah, so Leslie's saying she's in the process of making my mini album. So which one are you making? Is it going okay? You can always ask me questions. I'm always happy to answer questions. Still reading the comments. Yeah, we're all staying safe. Oh, that's a shame it retired last year. You know, this one and this one was my favourite. I do have a couple of tutorials using this this stamp set. I think I got, yeah, I got the rubber as well. Yeah, clear amount. Oh, I do miss my Stampin' Up days though, but end of an era. I have just received from Sam Hammond Donald, she was my upline. I have just received the new catalogue and I'm waiting for a spare 5-10, well, half an hour to an hour perhaps, a nice cup of tea so I can read it. Such a shame that that's not there. Oh dear. I like to use this one with some lovely glitter and things. I wanted to try the, what technique's it? It has a name, baby wipe technique. There's a baby wipe glitter technique or a dryer sheet glitter technique. I need to fish that out. There's a few on YouTube, but I wanted to try that with this particular set. But I have the set. If you don't have this set, you might get lucky on eBay. So the album with the travel papers. Okay. Thank you, Lou. So saying that album dies are a dream to work with. Thank you. There is a new size coming and it's out hopefully next month. That's all I can say. That is all I can say. I probably said too much, but yes, there's a new size coming. What I really want to do is create another size for the end of the year, so we'll see how those goes, because I have got quite a few mini album sizes out now, but we have all of those notches on the binding, so I need one size for every notch on there and then we're good. Yes, Wendy. Nice cup of tea, my Ferrero Rocher's catalogue, and then I can start buying things. So I have seen so many wonderful examples on Facebook actually. People are sharing all their wonderful makes and things that they've done with the dies because the pre-order's been, and people have the sets. I don't know, maybe I should sign up under a fake name so I can be a demo again and get the discount. That would be super naughty, so no, I won't do that. Sorry, Lou, I can't help but tease. So Leslie's saying she's got 2 sizes of the albums. So yeah, I do try to kind of, you know, make them a little bit different every time. Yes, Marlon, I do make cards as well. I find that on my channel, cards don't do too well unless it's Christmas. Christmas cards do quite well on my channel, but normal cards don't, because I do like the interactive ones, but it's not really my thing. So if you want to check out Sam Calcott from Mixed Up Craft, she loves cards, absolutely. If you're looking for any sort of card, it will be on there, especially all of the fancy folds. That's really her thing, you know, and she absolutely shines at that as well. Yeah, get Mr. G to sign up. Now there's a thought. I don't think he'd say yes. I could bribe him. I could say, assuming as you keep me up awake snoring a lot, I'm going to eat that one later. I'll have to put a fresh one in there for the photos. But yeah, oh dear, maybe Mr. G can have his own YouTube channel making cards with Stampin' Up. I really can't see that, but that would be funny. That would be really funny. Okay, so I'm gonna go now. So everything will be listed down below, as much as I can think that I need to list. If I have missed anything or there's anything extra, pop it in the comments, and I do read everything. I may not be able to reply to everyone, but I do my best to get everyone love hearts at least. So I'm going to be off now. I haven't had my dinner yet. I had a very late lunch, so I'm going to try and twist Mr. G's arm, maybe get a kebab or takeaway or something like that. It's quite late, so I might be able to twist his arm. Oh, Mr. G in competition with me. That would be funny. Maybe Mr. G could do one of my voiceovers. That would be good. Would you all like that? That would be funny. just reading some of your comments, and then I shall be going. So fingers crossed I get my takeaway tonight. We haven't had one in a while, so yes, so I'm going to be popping off now. I will be reading all of your comments, so if you have any questions or anything like that, pop them in the comments right now, or if it all disappears, pop it in the normal comments for the video section for the replay, and it'll all be there. And you can also find me on Facebook, that's Helen Griffin UK. And yeah, don't forget to check out my website, helengriffin.co.uk, and that is linked down below, and that will take you to this project page here. But I will be adding another one just for this one because it's new. Nice pretty papers. So thank you everyone for joining me today. It's been great fun. I love interacting with you guys and getting your thoughts and things. So next Saturday I will have something arranged. If not, it might be too soon for a craft along because I need you to have the paper bags. So, but we'll see. I'll definitely have a nice fun make for next Saturday. Okay, so thank you everyone, and I'll see you all again really soon.